Hello and welcome. Today I will model the gingerbread character. So let's begin. This is the new file. I will press A and select everything and press X and confirm to delete everything. Okay. And I will press N. I will click on this so that you can see the shortcuts that I will be using. Okay. I'll close this now. And I will begin with a cube. Shift A. Mesh a cube. So just scale it down. Just make it thinner. Okay. And now I'll move to the front view and I will press tab to go into the edit mode. And now I will add some loop cuts for the hands and the legs. Okay. So the way I will be doing it is press Control R, the mouse wheel to add to increase the loop cut, and then press left click and then right click. Okay. So this is where I will be pulling out for the head. And now let's add more. So Control R, then increase with the mouse wheel, and then click, and then right click, leave it in the center. Okay. Now I'll switch to the wireframe, and I'll switch to the face selection. Click on this, shift click on this, and then press E to extrude. Okay, so pulling out the legs, Control R, and left click, right click to leave it in the center. And now I can switch to the wireframe and make the selection, switch to the face selection. I will select all of these and then press X and then click on faces. So all of these are deleted from this side and I will continue. And now for the arm, I will select this part and extrude it out. Okay. And I think I need to reduce the depth. Thickness is way too much. So I will go back to the object mode and then press S to scale and then X. Scale it in the X and reduce the thickness. Now I will continue. So this is the hands, so this is the arm, and this is the leg. Okay, and now what I'll do is reduce the overall width. So I'll just bring it in just a little bit. Okay, and now I will apply the mirror modifier. Over here and then click on mirror, just the mirror modifier. And then this is Y axis, so I will click on, I uncheck X and then click on Y. Okay, so the character is very wide at the moment. So what I need to again select all of these. After making the selection, I will move it in. Press T and then I just move it in. So the overall width is less, and now the arms they look quite big in terms of the thickness. So in my wireframe, I can select all of these and just push it up. Okay, it's fine. And the overall character that I can just pull it down. Okay, and now I would like to apply the modifier subdivision and then just increase it a little bit just to see the effect. And yeah, it's looking fine. And now let's work on the head of this character. First, I would like to pull this out a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, and then scale this in. And now, actually bring this out just a little bit. Okay, but I will disable the and apply the mirror file. Click this arrow, this is the mirror file, and then apply. Okay, so now this is all one mesh. I'll switch to the face selection, click, shift, click, and now I will pull it out, extrude it. Let's keep extrude and scale it out just a little bit. And now I will switch to the orthographic view and then extrude it one more time. Okay, so now this will be the head. I will add a loop cut in the center, Control R, left click, right click, and scale it out just to make it round overall. And now all of these I can select again and scale it in. Let me turn on this just to see how I'm making the head shape. So alt click, it will select the entire edge loop and then scale it out. And then over here, this needs to go in. So alt click this one, maybe, I think I will add one more loop cut in here, scale it in. And let me just disable this, see what's happening. Okay, so I'll just bring it down. Okay, now check. Yeah, this is getting better. So yes, and now the overall character, the body needs some. So what I do is switch to the vertex mode and select everything and then bring it up. Okay, alt click, sorry, select all of these and scale it in the y-axis. Okay, just to reduce it overall. And now these ones, select all of these and including these, select this one as well and just bring it in. Okay, let me just bring it in and double check the value. It is, let's make it minus 11.5. Okay, so I'll do the same thing from this side and I'll use the same value. So select all of these, press G and move it in the y-axis and enter the value in the positive 11.5. So this way I've covered both sides and now you can see the depth is looking thicker. Again, in order to reduce the depth, what I will do is switch to the wireframe mode and select all of these, including the arm, But let me just reduce it first. Yeah. And then same thing from here. Select all of these, and then just bring it in. Okay. This one, I can just pull it out. Okay. Just the gingerbread character. Now let me. Yeah. So this is the front. Okay. Select all of these. Okay. And then push it in. Then select all of these. I can easily switch to the face selection. Press W. So I get this kind of brush selection. So click and drag. Select it easily. Push it in. Perfect. Okay. So now I can press W a couple of times just to get the original one back. It's back. Okay, so let's turn on the display modifier in action. Okay, so this is looking better. This is the character. Now I will add loop cuts to continue the thickness. Control R, bring it down. Okay, and then alt click. Sorry, and then select all of these. Then select this face and scale it out just a little bit. Same thing I'll do with this one. Control R, bring it down somewhere over here. Select this face and then scale it out. Okay, and over here for this R, let me bring this down overall. Switch to the vertex mode, select all of these, and just bring it down. Okay, turn on this. And Control R so I can add a loop cut. So bring it over here. Okay. And same thing, I will do with this one, Control R, and bring it out somewhere over here. And I think I can reduce it further. So I'll switch to the front view and select all of these vertices. Or actually, I'll reduce it from height-wise from the top and bring it down. Okay. Now select this face, scale it out. Okay, so how much to scale? Let's say 1.5. Same thing I'll do with this one. Scale it out and then click and drag, enter 1.5. Okay, so this is good. Let's take a look. So the length of the arm is, I think, way too much. Let's adjust it. Bring it down, bring it in. So let's make it -20. Same thing I'll do with this one. Bring it in the y-axis and enter the value of 20 in the positive. Okay, and now let's bring in the legs. So let me disable this for now. And I'll select these ones and these ones as well, and then scale it in. Okay, turn this on. And I can bring it down just a little bit. And select these ones in the center and bring it down as well. Something like this. And I think these vertices, I can bring it out as well to show some stomach. The gingerbread guy is eating something. Okay. And now we can add further details to it. So now let's go to the front view. Select everything and scale it out. Then select all of these, scale it out just a little bit. Okay. Now let's add the buttons. Shift A, mesh, and I add a sphere. Make it smaller. Bring it out. Make it smaller. So make it small. Somewhere here. Make it bigger a little bit. Okay. Let's bring it out a little bit. And I will move it up somewhere here. And duplicate it. Bring it down. So this one I can bring it in. And then this one just a little bit out. Actually, it should go in. Now the remaining part is the bow. Let's make the bow. Shift A, mesh, and I'll add a cube. Scale it down. Bring it up. And let's bring it out. All right, I will continue. Now bring this out. Scale it in. And just make the position just a little bit. And I'll press tab. And I can switch to the face selection. Click on this one. Select this one. And then press E to extrude. And then just right click. Press scale. S to scale. And then just bring it out. Okay. Then I can just scale it. And then bring it in. Scale it. Okay. Oh. Alright, so now I will add loop cuts in the center. 2 loop cuts, scale it out just a little bit. And then let's select all of these faces in a loop. Okay, and then press E to extrude. And then just right click to leave it as is. And then press Alt S to bring it out. Alright. Now let's apply first the subdivision modifier and then I can adjust it further. Okay. So add a loop cut, Control R, bring it out, and I'll add a loop cut in this way, and I'll add another loop cut, bring it down. Now I think this should be a bit rounded. So what I can do is select these ones and press GG to bring it down, and select these, press GG to bring it up just a little bit. So we have a little bit of a rounded in the end. And then press GG to bring it down just a little bit. And then press GG to bring it up just a little bit. Select these two. Select these two, and then press S to scale, press C, and then just scale it. And then I can just pull it out to give it a rounded effect, something like this. Maybe even more, I can bring it out. Okay, so this is the little bow that I can just push it in. Maybe rotate it just a little bit. Okay, so the character is taking some shape. Now I will add a cube, Shift A, and then I'll add a cube, scale it down, bring it over here, and let's add some loop cuts. Press Control R, and then let's add four of these. Push to the wireframe, and now let me just select the alternate ones and push them in like this. And I'll switch to the edge, select these, double check. Okay, I'll select from the perspective. What I will do is extract this. So press P, click on selection, and this I can just delete. So I need only this one, and right click and set origin to geometry to bring the pivot point in the center of this geometry, and I will convert this to a curve, and come over here, click on this data, scroll down, expand the geometry, scroll down under the bevel, I can keep some depth. Okay, so add more to it, reduce the resolution. Okay, now let me apply the subdivision modifier, increase it. Okay, so in my perspective, sorry, in my orthographic view, I can exaggerate this. Okay, and for this one, let me click on this fill caps. No, check this. Okay, so what I'll do is remove the subdivision modifier, so it's looking fine. And I will now convert this back to the mesh. And I will fill this face. So alt click to select the entire edge loop over here, and then press F to create a face. Same thing I'll do with this one. Press F to create a face. And now I will apply the subdivision modifier. And alt click over here, and I can bevel these. So shift alt click, shift alt click, shift alt click. So I can bevel all of these together and see the effect. Press Control B, move the mouse. And let's take a look. I can expand this. Yeah, I think this much is fine. Okay, it's all is good. So 13 point, let's make it 13.5. Okay, this is good. And now what I will do is position this the front of the character, press T, and bring it over here. It's over here, and then in my top view, I'll bring it, attach it to the arm. And now this needs to be conforming to the shape of the arm. So I will go to the modifiers and add a simple deform. Okay, so now let's switch to the bend tab, and let's play with the angle value. So this is how the angle of the bend is. So let's change this from X to Y. And now check the value. Yeah, that's what I want. So let's go further. And further in. Okay. Perfect. That's what I want. And now let's do the same thing on the other side. What I can do is I can mirror this. So click on this. But in order to mirror it, I need to bring the pivot point in the center of this origin. So the easy way to do it is press Control A. Click on All Transform. Now you can see that small dot. This is the pivot point. And no, this is not going to work. So I'll undo it. Okay. So first I need to apply the bend modifier. So click on this arrow and then click on Apply. Okay. Apply the shape. I'll save as a shape. Click on Apply. Okay. So click on this arrow and then click on Apply. All right. And now I will press Control A and click on All Transforms. So the pivot point is here in the center of this origin. And now I can come over here and then add the mirror modifier. And instead of X, I'll click on Y. So it is mirrored perfectly. So this is all good. And now I will work on the face part. So I will begin. I'll add the smiley to this face. I will add a simple circle. Shift A. curve, work with the curve, and then click on circle. And let me rotate this in the Y, 90 degrees, scale it in, rearrange it. And let's just come over here and delete the segment. Let's delete these, select these two, and then delete the segment. Same thing, these two, and delete the segment. And dissolve the vertex. Just bring it straight, almost straight. Straight, so we have a perfect smiley over here. And now I can give some thickness to it. Use the resolution to 2, and then give some, just bring it out so we can see it. Okay, reduce it. Give more thickness to it. And let's reduce the resolution. And this is fine. What I can do is come over here and convert this to a mesh. And I will alt click, press F to create a face, alt click, press F to create a face. And now I will add a subdivision modifier. Okay, looking good. I can try to delete the edge loop, second last edge loop, press X and then click on dissolve edges just to make the end part a little bit smoother. Same thing with this on this side and dissolve edges. Okay, so now the smiley part is done. Now I will duplicate this one, Shift D to duplicate, bring it up, and then I will mirror it. So flip it upside down, press Control N, and then press Z, flip it, scale it in, and just bring it over here. Okay, and then Shift D to duplicate, bring it over here. So it's very happy gingerbread guy. And I would like to reduce it actually a little bit. Okay, so now for the eyebrows, so Shift D, bring it over here, and I think for the brows, I will reduce it a little bit. So I will alt click a couple of times and then press X and dissolve edges. Okay, and then let's select this one and switch to the, bring it closer, rotate it, and just to make it a little bit smaller, and alt click, and I will dissolve these edges. Okay, and then alt click just to reposition it. Alt click, and then I will just reposition this, rotate it a little bit. Alt click this one, reposition it, rotate it, maybe scale it in. Alt click, dissolve edges. Alt click, and then scale this in as well, just a little bit. Okay. Move it and rotate it. So you get the idea. Just move it and then take this one, just bring it over here. So scale it down a little bit, scale it down a little bit, scale it down a little bit. And I would like to actually reduce the bend of it a little bit. So I'll select all of these alternate ones and then dissolve edges. Click on this and click on this one. Dissolve edges. Again, dissolve edges. So what I'm trying to do is select all of these, bring it in, rotate it slightly. Just trying to reduce the curvature. Okay, and then select all of these, bring it closer just to get that bend effect back a little bit. Okay, so now I'll position it properly. And let me rotate it this way. And another way to reduce the bend is I will apply, add the modifier, simple deform, then switch to the bend. And let's play with the axis. Switch to the Y axis. And let's try to work with this one. I know what's this. Click on the Z. All right, it doesn't work. So remove it. And okay, so first I would like to adjust the scale of it and the rotation of it. So press Control A and then click on rotation and scale. Okay, and now come over here, add the simple deform modifier, switch to the bend, switch to the Y axis. So this is what is happening. Switch to the Z axis. This is what is happening. So let's go to the Y axis. What the Y is doing. Oh, you're not getting that. What? Never mind that. Then let's remove it. Okay, now let's position this. Press G to move it and rotate it like so. And I can actually dissolve these edges and bring it further closer. Rotate it just to reduce the bend a little bit. Okay, so let me position this properly from the side of the character. Bring it in, rotate it so that it is properly touching the face, head, front. Okay, yeah, so this is where I can adjust it. Okay, and from the top view, rotate this and then bring it out. Okay, so just roughly it is touching. Okay. All right, so the eyes needs to be attached as well. Rotate it and then just push it in. Okay. So same thing I will do with this one. Rotate it and push it in. Yeah, this is looking fine. Take this one and I can press Control A, click on all transform. So the pivot point is here in the center. And then I can come over here, click on mirror, and then switch to the y-axis. Okay, this is looking good. So now I'll select the head and adjust the head a little bit. Let's bring it down. I guess I will adjust these again. Bring them out. And then select this one, bring it out. Very simple. Okay. So the next part is to apply the material. Oops, I forgot. So I need to take this and I will add this for the legs as well. So I'll Shift D to duplicate. And let me just delete the mirror modifier to make things a little bit easier. So bring the pivot point to the center of the geometry. Switch to the front of the character. Switch to the front of the character and adjust it. Make sure I'll use the same scale it and just a little bit. Okay, this is looking fine. Go to the front of the character and then just rotate it a little bit. Okay, and I think it's looking fine. Bring it in just a little bit. And Control A, click on all transforms, and then apply the mirror modifier. Click on Y. Okay, so the character is ready. It's time to add materials. All right, so now I will start to apply materials. First, I will start with the body. I'll click on this, and I'll switch to the shading workspace. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, so while this is selected, I'll click on New. So the new principal BSDF is created. So I will deselect everything and click on this once, and I will use the shortcut Control Shift T. I will use the shortcut Control T, and this will give me 3 nodes. Now, the image texture, I will use this to open the texture that I will be applying. So I click open and load it. Alright, so I've opened the texture. Okay, so this is how at the moment it is applied to the model. So let's take a look at the UVs. So the way I will be doing is, I will use this option, generate it and connect it to the vector. Okay, and now come over here to the texture node, and I will change this from flat to box. And now you can see it's looking much better. Okay, this is fine, this will work. And now let's take a look at the bump map for this one. So I'll move this away, and I'll add a node, Shift A, search for RAM, color RAM, just click it. And this one I will duplicate, Shift D, let's bring it over here, and I will click on this number to make it unique. Okay, and I'll just connect this one to the color RAM, and I'll connect this one. I'll add another node, Shift A, and I'll search for bump. Okay, so this color I will connect it to the normal, and this normal I will connect it to the normal of the principal BSDF. Okay, still there are a few steps remaining, but first I would like to see how the texture looks like, the bump map. So I will press Control Shift and then click on the color ramp. So this is how the texture is. So let me connect this vector and use the same mapping coordinates. Okay, so let's modify the texture a little bit. So let me slide this in to get a bit more contrast. Should be okay. Okay, so now I will press Control Shift, click on the main principal BSDF. Okay, what's happening? Okay, and this color space I will change it to non-color. Okay, and let's connect this to white and remove this from the normal. Okay, so now I can increase the strength, maybe just a little bit. Okay, this is fine. Let me right click and then click on Shade Auto Smooth. Okay, now this is looking much better. Alright, so let's move on to the next part. I'll work on the bow. So click on this and I will create a new material. And this one, I will change the base color, red. Okay, and I'll rename this to red. Okay, so I'll click on this one, I'll apply the same red material, and I'll do the same with this one as well. Okay, and for this one, create a new material, and the color that I will be using is slightly still more whiter. Okay, a bit more white. White is what I want. Okay, so I'll apply the same one for all of these. And a smiley as well. It's already applied. Okay, this one is already applied. It's the last one. Okay, so I'll go back to the layout workspace and let's make this shape smooth. Okay, now this is better. Let's take a look at the material preview. Okay, so this is looking much, much better. And now let's apply some lighting to it and see how it looks. Just put a little bit of a flooring over here. Just create a back wall, store it up, click on this one, and I can build it. Okay, so I'll give a new material to this one, something a bit darker. Okay, and I'll add a light, add an area light, and just move it up. Let's take a look at the render preview. Okay, so I think I can increase the material to a bit lighter, and just bring it forward just a little bit, and I can increase the intensity, and just bring it forward a bit more. So yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the cycles. I'll add another light, duplicate, and I can flip it to the y-axis, and I can change the color of it. Or and this one I'll make it warmer. Okay, so I just have a little bit of contrast going on. It's all real time, more intense, warm. This one again, I can make it a bit more bluish. And this one, I'll take it behind the character just a little bit, see how that looks. Increase the intensity. Let's change this to EV. When you switch from cycles to EV, it looks a little bit flat because cycles is so much better, but EV is faster to set up. Okay, so you get the idea. I will switch to the cycles and I'll show you the final render of it. So this is it. I hope it was useful. This is it. I hope this was useful and I hope you learned something from it. So give me your feedback and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already so that we can see each other next time with more new content. So thank you, take care, and bye-bye. Okay, so this is the setup so far, and I would like to increase the size of this smiley. I'll scale it. I think this is much. This is enough, I think. And let me take a look. Not good. So from the side view, let me rotate it and bring it out. Okay, so following the contour, let's take a look. And this is the camera. So I did a basic setup with the camera and two lights, and I've increased the size of this smiley. And now I will, and now this is it. Okay,